I am going to be installing some iBoards onto my new 2018 Nissan Titan Pro-4x. So I haven't opened the box yet. I did take off the straps, but here's what we're looking at. This is our box, and I'm going to open it up, show you guys what's in it, and we'll see what it takes to put them on the truck. I'll let you know if I run into any difficulties, and I'll show you some of the points of interest. So let's get to it. Here we are. This is the instructions. They're very minimal. Single page folded over, half on the back, and the pictures are so-so, black and white. I already noticed that on the mounting for the actual board, the iBoard, it's going to be slightly different, just because these only have a single set up there instead of the double like it shows in the picture. I'm on the passenger side front mount. I already took a peek underneath just to kind of see where I was going for your efforts, at least. And then it looks like, according to the list here, that possibly they gave us some extra hardware. That's always good. So counting out of the washers that go with these square headed bolts, and I believe those go into that track there. I haven't read the instructions yet. And then some larger washers that go with these bolts, that go straight into the chassis of the vehicle. There's also these I'm a little curious about. Again, I haven't read the instructions yet, but these are 6 locking nylon nuts, and they are, I don't really know what we'd be bolting to, but we'll see. And then all these lock washers and some of the smaller locking nylon nuts that will, I'm assuming, go into that track with these little square-headed guys. So I'm gonna hop underneath the vehicle so you can see what I see. And so again, my truck's brand new. Hardly has any dirt. But one thing I noticed, there is a plug here, and that plug is one of the chassis threads that we're going to go into. The other one's right there, this chassis thread. Now, I did notice that I was just kind of fitting just to see how it would go. The mount is kind of tight because of this, which is holding the wires here. It fits just fine. It just is really tight. It actually leans right up against this piece right here. But the other thing I did notice was I ran a screw in. This is pretty clean because it's had that plug. If you've had a vehicle that has been driven for a while before getting these, that hole that's not covered up there, I ran the screw in it, and even being a brand new vehicle, it was quite a bit of effort to get it threaded initially and to get it threaded in. So I'd recommend possibly shooting that out with some air, or maybe even a hose, and then hitting it with some WD-40 to help it slide in there. And then looking down this way, I noticed there's another set here, and then 2 sets back there. I'm not sure if you can see them in the video, but there's one there and a set back there. So it comes with 3 mounts. These being so close together, I'm not sure if I would use them right next to each other. I'd probably try to spread it out to hit the back, middle, and front. Anyways, so let's go ahead and I'll try to get one of these things mounted up for you, and we can start getting those little hangers on the truck. Okay, so here we are underneath. I have attached, this is the front passenger, and as I was saying before, this is just sitting right on there. Shouldn't be a big deal. This is a wire harness there. Everything fit just fine. They give plenty of space in there, so if it needs to adjust around, that it'll fall into place once tightened up. So I cranked those guys down, and counting the hardware, it's 2 of these per each hanger. So so 6 on one side, 6 on the other. And here's the other one, same thing. And then I did talk about the those nuts. So these nylon threaded nuts. Now, after reading the instructions, these fancy instructions, there's, on this picture you'll see that some vehicles may have a stud that's there with no nut on it. That's what these would go for. So I'm assuming it would go on there and you just tighten it down to get those hangers on. So there's those hangers from the side. Again, the Nissan Titan pro-4x, and it's the crew cab, so it's got the extended cab. I did the driver's side as well, just so you can see. So 3 of them on there. And the next step is to go to these boards, slide in those square-headed nuts, and we'll get those into these holes on the hangers, and then we'll go ahead and put on a flat washer and those smaller locking nuts. On the hangers there was 1 flat washer, lock washer, and the screw that went straight up into the cab, so I didn't have to worry about that at all. With, you know, I feel they're very secure. Let's move on to the next step, and I'll load those these little square-headed bolts into the boards. All right. Okay, so here we are. I've laid out my nuts with the flat washer, and underneath you'll see those screws hanging down. The boards will slide back and forth, along with they can be positioned a little more forward if you're going to be like trying to get up to your windshield, or a little more back so you can have that extra step up to get in, look in your bed, or if you want them centered, whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and put those nuts with flat washers on there, and I think I'm going to cheat mine back toward the bed of the truck, because I do a lot of reaching in the bed of my truck. So I'm just going to line it back, because the part that's forward of the door I think isn't really going to be used a whole lot, so it's just a little bit further back there. Anyways, let me go ahead and bolt those on, and then I'll show you what they look like. Okay, so here we have it. These boards are on. I bolted them right there to each of the hangers. One thing I noted, not that I had an issue with it, but I could see it being a problem: put all your bolts in and then start tightening. I pulled it away from the vehicle this way as far as I could, so it hangs out that bit more, so that you get your full foot on there. And then I pushed mine back just a hair, so that I have that step back here, so I can get back into the bed of the truck. So this was for the Titan, the Iboards, and they look good. I am a bigger guy. I'm 280 plus or somewhere around there. And these boards are sturdy. They hold up. I'm both feet kind of bouncing on it. The body's aluminum and the hangers are steel, so it holds together. It's got that nice ridging rubber on top, and I think they're gonna last a long time. I don't have any concerns about them. I'd say total build time and install is I would say tops 30 minutes. I was just using a ratchet, so a hand ratchet, and I didn't seem to have any issue getting into any spots, and I think they look good. So thanks for watching. This is Matt from Chico, California. One thing I do want to note, I didn't do this for any kind of break on price. I paid full price. I just putting it out there so it's information to help people install them, and I always appreciate it when people have good tips, and so I'm just trying to pay it forward. So here you go. the Titan Pro 4X. This is a 2018, and those are the Iboards. Thank you for watching.